Hi, I want to solve the following math puzzle. If stage 1 looks like this, where we have 1 white square and 8 blue squares, and stage 2 looks like this, where we have 2 white squares and the remaining squares are blue, and stage 3 looks like this, where we have 3 white squares and the remaining squares are blue, how many blue squares do we have in the 100th stage? In the first stage, we have to count the total number of squares. So if I count the number of squares on each side and multiply it by itself, it will give me the total number of squares. But I can make it a function of number of white squares. So on each side, I have 1 square to the right and 1 square to the left and 1 square to the top and 1 square to the bottom of the white square. So on each side I have 1 plus 2 squares. 1 is the number of white square and 2 is the number of blue squares. And if I want to get the total number of it, I will multiply it by itself. We can consider it as a way to get the area of this big square. And this will give me the total number of squares. In the second stage, I have 2 white squares. And again, I have 1 to right, 1 to left, 1 to top, and 1 to bottom. And on each side, I have 2 plus 2 number of squares. And if you get the total, it will be 2 plus 2 squared. The same thing with 3. I have 3 now. And 1 to right, 1 to left, 1 to bottom, 1 to top, 1 to bottom. It will give me 3 plus 2 squared is total number of squares. And if you do the same thing for the nth stage, it will be the n plus 2 squared is the total number of squares, total squares. The blue squares is equal to total minus white. So if I subtract the total squares from white squares, I have the blue squares in each stage. In the first stage, I have 1 plus 2 squared minus the white square, which is 1. In the second one, I have 2 plus 2 total squares minus white, which is 2. In the third one, I have 3 plus 2 squared minus 3. And if I do the same thing for the nth stage, it will be n plus 2 squared minus n white squares that we have. And this is the formula that we have for the general case. And if I replace 100 in the formula for n equal to 100, we will have 100 plus 2 squared minus 100. And this will be equal to 1 of 2 squared minus 100. And if you calculate this, it will be this one, I guess, the final answer. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and press the like button. Thank you.